Welcome to That's No Class. I'm Brian Berumen.
And I'm Morgan Darien.
Welcome back to the home of class, where we talk about the most interesting and funny things happening in the news and in our lives, try to figure out how to live classy, and call out no-class moves.
This week in news, Brian covers jungle medicine. I take on expensive earrings and breweries. Double News is back. We share our wines and cheeses. And as always, we end with our no-class picks.
Welcome back to TNC, everybody. Hope you all had a great week. Been a stressful and exhausting one for me and Mogo. Glad to be back in the studio talking to you all classy people. I have to say this right off the top. I have been called out by a listener. Told me I'm no class this week because I messed up on our last episode 71. I said I had an iPhone 5C. This is the problem. When your friends are good and decent people and they listen to your show, they call you out in front of everybody you're trying to impress. Homie D's listened to the show, says he knows my phone well, and that it was actually an iPhone SE.
Oh.
The first generation. He said my open letter was like a beautiful memoir to a friend, but their name was wrong.
Oh my gosh.
He says my open letter is no class, and so am I. So
For
Deez,
not knowing your own phone.
hats off to you. I appreciate fact checkers. I appreciate people wanting things to be done right.
There you go.
Let's get to some news.
Now here's the news.
All right, now I swear I didn't pick this story because I've been watching Planet of the Apes, even though during a hike, Morgan and I did happen to stumble upon the location where they shot the original movie, but I do have ape news.
Okay.
Possibly the first step in a global takeover.
You stop it.
not-
Okay.
Just kidding.
Ha ha.
But an orangutan,
Okay,
a wild,
dad joke. What is happening?
a wild male adult orangutan living in the jungle in Sumatra has been observed by scientists treating its own wounds.
Oh.
The orangutan had a really big, kind of like ugly cut, like a big chunk of its face kind of got, scraped kind of off. Bad thing. Scientists think it's from getting in a fight with another male.
Well, I'm sure.
3 days later, with this wound still on its face, they saw him start chewing on the leaves from a vine called a liana. But after 13 minutes of that, they saw he wasn't swallowing the leaves. Instead, they saw him start taking the juice from the leaves and the leaves themselves with his fingers and start putting it on the wound. Now, these leaves, they're known to have antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antioxidant, and pain-killing properties, which is why people in the area already use this plant for those reasons. So it sure looks like this guy knows what this plant is good for, and he's putting on some good old jungle Neosporin.
Yeah, animals are pretty smart.
Animals are crazy smart, man.
Yeah.
Like, they have feelings. I mean, not that it takes a high level of intelligence. When things hurt, if you know that something makes it not hurt so much, you're probably going to do it.
It's really cool.
So they have hands. It's super cool. The scientists aren't sure whether he learned this from another ape while he was growing up, because they do teach each other things.
Yeah.
Maybe family. Apparently, when male orangutans grow up, they leave and find their own territories away from the family.
I can't remember which one. The orangutans are the really violent ones, right?
No.
Or that's
They're not.
baboons.
I think you're thinking
One
of
of
chimps.
them's nice, and one of them's like always fighting.
Chimps have like wars with other chimp groups and stuff.
Maybe you're right.
Orangutans are, I think, relatively peaceful.
They're chilling.
They're orange. They're the big orange ones.
Yeah. No, that's not what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, they're pretty chill, but I guess
All right.
they get in fights. Anyway, so they don't know if he knows exactly what he's doing even.
Yeah.
If he's fully conscious.
No, but I've heard, not a lot, but I've heard of other animals who know a few things on how to like take care of themselves.
It's funny that you have heard that. I'd never heard that.
Well, it's because I just took like anthropology like a year ago or something.
Another science thing that you know that I don't know because of your education. I get a journalism degree and learn nothing scientific literally at all. You get a creative writing degree and somehow you know all this crap about science.
But
So
I barely
don't understand
remember it.
education.
It's just like a whisper in there.
It's more than I know. So glad to hear it. Yes, apparently other animals
It's
do
cool.
this.
Yeah,
and
it's so cool.
This is just the first time it's been observed in an orangutan.
Okay, that's really
But
cool. I like
Very
it.
cool story.
That is a very
I
cool
think.
story. I like it.
Okay, what do you
I
got,
approve.
Brent?
Okay, so I'm labeling my news with a theme this week because I have two stories.
Okay.
This week's theme is almost scheming, Okay. So this guy goes online. He's Mexican, although I'm not sure why the article gives us this information, as it has nothing to do with anything that's going on.
I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
people.
Somehow this information is known, but not his name. Well,
But he's a Mexican.
yeah, I'll say this. He's a badass Mexican and a badass bargain hunter as well.
Okay.
Although, in the latter case, this was not intentional at first.
Okay.
So he's looking at Cartier's website, and he sees a pair of earrings listed for $28. He's like, what? I'm going to get those. What a deal. Or
Okay.
rather, he's like, okay, I'm going to get those. What a deal.
Talk about dad jokes. Okay.
And then Cartier, before shipping them out, is like, we forgot to add 3 zeros on this price. It's supposed to say $28,000.
Yep.
So please accept a refund of $28 and this bottle of champagne, but we're definitely not sending those to you. But then this guy is like, nah, no way, man. I bought that. He takes them to court. He wins.
No way.
Yes. He goes on Twitter and he's like, the war is over, and posts a pic with his new earrings.
That's amazing. Amazing.
So almost like a scheme, but not really. He's got rights. Cartier schemed themselves.
yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
Amazing for him. I'm happy for him.
I wonder
What a deal.
So this is a man in Mexico.
Yeah, he was just shopping online.
I wonder, because I know that in the U.S. it's I don't know, small claims court, which is where I assume you would take this.
I don't know.
Because it's like
Where's
a $10,000
Cartier,
limit based. I think they're
based?
like a French company. They're European.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, but either way, if it's just your purchase, I think you deal with it in a court. I wonder if the Mexican court kind of helped that, and if it wouldn't have happened in the U.S.
I have no idea.
In case people end up with a deal like this and try it themselves, not sure it would work that way in the U.S., but good for him.
I know. Really cool.
Good for him.
Okay.
Okay.
My second almost scheming story.
Okay.
I had to tell this one because I really didn't know about this disease. Our bodies are freaking wild. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know what auto brewery syndrome is?
Auto brewery syndrome?
Yeah. Sometimes called gut fermentation syndrome.
I have not heard of this. Okay.
Okay, me neither.
Tell me.
This dude gets pulled over after working his shift at a brewery. The cops breathalyze him. He's like, I swear I'm not drunk. He blows a number that indicates he's been drinking. Has to go to court. His lawyer is like, we checked with 3 doctors. He has auto brewery syndrome. His body produces its own alcohol. She's like, it's just an unfortunate coincidence that he also works at a brewery and was on his way home, and y'all thought he was drunk, but actually he just has this disease.
Okay, hold on. I got questions though.
Okay.
Of course.
Yes.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
His body produces alcohol.
Yes.
But doesn't that also mean that he has alcohol in his body, thus he is drinking?
I
his
knew you were
body
gonna
is
ask this.
Yes.
Yes.
So what's your answer?
He's not as drunk as you would be if you're drinking alcohol, but is the exact same type of alcohol. So he's not drunk, but he does feel the effects.
So he's drunk all the time.
Yeah.
He's a little buzzed all the time.
All the time, because his body is just producing it. It's in his system.
Did they say how much his blood alcohol content was when he got pulled over?
No, I should have double checked that.
Did he get busted for DUI?
Yeah. Then he had to go to court to be like, nah.
Then he must have been over the limit.
Yeah, at least over a 0.8, right?
So this
or
dude
whatever,
is
0.08.
so then he's drunk. He's legally drunk all the time.
All the time.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird?
That's super weird.
I know. And his body's just doing it to him. Like, what do you do?
I mean, I have theories about like marijuana. That
What?
there are people whose perception of the world is exactly the same as other people's when they're actually on marijuana. Like there are people that like,
Yeah.
why am I calling it marijuana? I don't know. I hate
know.
that
You're
word,
such
and
a
that's
nerd.
so stupid and like
You
terrible.
are the biggest dork.
Let's call it weed. Let's call it weed because
Okay.
that's what we call it. That there are people who experience the world. Like there are people
Yeah.
who get high and then they turn to somebody else and they're like, yeah, I'm like this all the time. Like, what's the big deal?
No,
You're
I
not.
think you're right. Everyone has a different like brain, a different
Yeah, different
body,
brain,
and
different
just
perception.
like things chemically like work out differently in everyone. And sometimes you just got it
So
naturally.
this dude's drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So kind of
Well,
scheming, but not really.
so-
not his fault.
So we are to assume that he is a good enough driver,
I guess
like
so.
at all times, even though he's got alcohol in his system all the time, that he's cool and he just happened to get caught this one time and this whole thing was
I
revealed.
guess so.
That is a wild tale, friend.
Yeah.
That is a
Always
wild tale.
drunk driving.
Crazy.
Not my fault.
Okay. I like these stories. I like these stories.
All right.
All right.
Do you have personal news?
I do this week. I'm in the early stages of buying a new car.
Oh.
And you guys, I wish I could tell you the things that I have been told from these people in the car business. This is why I do free car advice. And I want to thank the listeners who reached out to me like over the episodes and told me they find that segment interesting and useful. You guys, they are trying to take all of our money, so much of our money, but I am fighting them. I am fighting them tooth and nail. I am fighting for the people, and I am getting lots of material for the next free car advice. I'm thinking actually about doing a multi-part series on the car buying process because, the things that are out there, the lies, the deceit, the hidden fees. Knowledge is power, everybody.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, and I want to give all the power to you guys.
That's good.
So
okay, yeah,
that's what I'm
legit.
dealing with right now.
Sure.
What do you got?
I've decided sometimes my personal news is just going to be recipes. Okay, so here's my new healthy taco recipe. It's pretty good.
I love this. I can vouch for these tacos. So please share it. Share it with the world.
It makes you feel like you're eating a fried fish taco, but you definitely are not. Okay, ready?
Okay, all right.
Small corn or flour tortillas, black beans, shredded cabbage. I use a coleslaw mix, a little bit of avocado salsa, and some red salsa, and that's it. Delicious.
Delicious.
And if you aren't buying Casa Sanchez salsa from Target found in the cold section because it's so damn fresh, then you are missing out. I cannot save you from yourself. I can only point you in the right direction and watch your feet fly, hopefully, towards Casa Sanchez salsa.
Dude,
please sponsor us.
Shout out to Casa Sanchez.
I love that salsa.
A dream to be sponsored by Casa Sanchez. Someday.
Someday.
Well, you've got one thing that you're not telling them.
What?
Also food related.
Oh, what?
Blaze Pizza. What did you achieve this week?
I got my free pizza.
Already got a free pizza with the rewards points.
Free pizza.
How many times did you eat Blaze this week?
Twice.
Me too.
At least. Yeah, twice.
Yeah, that's how we're getting free pizzas.
I mean, yes, true. But I'm not getting cheese.
No, you're doing
Most of the
good.
time.
We're doing good. Responsible. But hey,
Bread and sauce and veggies.
to go back, your black bean tacos are legit. No
Thank you.
joke. If you like a black bean, you should try these.
Sprinkle a little salt on
Just
it.
wonderful.
You don't even need the salt.
Wonderful.
That's how good they are.
I like this new thing.
Okay.
I really like it.
Just sharing is caring, you know?
That's right. Okay. When we come back, we've got more stories from this wild world and then whining and cheesing. Thanks so much for being here. We love having you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for more news in our segment we creatively call Double News.
Now here's the news.
Again! Stupid.
I love Double News.
Me too.
I get to save up all the silly stories I never get to do normally because I'm the newsman and I open the show. And even though I'm talking about apes and wounds and stuff, it's still relatively serious. Anyway, here's what I got now.
Okay, what?
Are you familiar with Axe body spray?
Yeah.
I think everyone our age is.
Probably.
For people who don't know, I don't know what to call it. It's like a no-class cologne, I suppose, is the closest thing I can call it. It's like cologne, but not so refined. It's like hairspray, but without the stickiness, and it smells, I don't know, how do you describe it? It's strong. It smells strong. Like you know when somebody is wearing Axe. It's a cloud that follows them.
Okay.
So I think Axe is pretty no class, but that's actually okay because it's not being used for humans in this story.
What?
Okay, it turns out this powerful smelling spray gets male sheep, which I've learned are called rams. I thought a ram was kind of a distinctive animal. It's not. It's just a male sheep. Didn't know that.
I love this. Okay, I love hearing this.
So Axe body spray chills them out and they get along. So rams are sometimes kept apart. Yes. The story is so good. They are kept, shout out to the Wall Street Journal. Rams are kept apart from female sheep for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But they are held together sometimes, two to like a little pen, and they get mad aggressive. They fight each other. They grunt. Apparently they make a grunting sound. And they have all these like aggressive displays that sound really funny. But anyway, they can like fight and stuff.
Yeah.
So farmers around the world have learned that if you spray a bunch of Axe, called Lynx Africa in the UK. Don't know why, but it's called Lynx Africa. Same company. they immediately calm down.
What?
Yes, the reason is because rams can smell each other's hormones.
Oh.
And they're like,
this is my pen.
Yeah, and that gets them all agitated and angry. So the body spray confuses them because they can't smell those hormones anymore. So they calm down and they stop fighting. And not only is this used on males, but it's
Okay.
also used on females.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did know are called ewes.
Yeah.
So sometimes there is a lamb that has either lost its mother or it's not with its mother or something like that, and they need an adult ewe
Yeah.
to take on this lamb like it's one of her own. But they won't if it smells different because they know it's their own smell.
Yeah.
So they spray the baby and the sheep
No.
will accept it because they're confused and they don't know.
Amazing.
This is apparently
love this.
known around the world.
I love this.
So
man, a lot of good animal stories.
animal stuff
I
this
shit
week.
on the animal stories the other week, and I have been corrected.
You did. Okay. What do you got?
Okay, I have 2 stories again. Here's my theme this time. Maybe bad ideas, not sure, but probably. Okay, first story 4. Maybe bad ideas, not sure, but probably. Did you hear that someone is building a Titanic number 2?
I did not hear this.
This billionaire is making an exact replica of the Titanic
Okay.
and says he's sure it's going to be great and that because people are so fascinated with the OG Titanic that it'll make money. And I'm like, sure, I love hearing about the Titanic. It's super interesting and gives me the heebie-jeebies, but do I want to ride in one? No.
No.
There's no way in hell that I
No.
wouldn't be thinking about sinking the whole time.
Yeah. That's bad. That's bad vibes.
Yeah,
That's just
don't
bad vibes
mess
all
with
around.
ghosts or the ocean like that.
No.
Both of those elements are unknowable and deserve our respect.
Yeah, don't recreate that.
No.
Look what happened to the people that tried to go down and see the original one. That's bad news, man. Only James Cameron can come away unscathed from the Titanic.
I guess so.
Only him.
Yes. Okay, second story.
Hold on. I have one
What?
one thing. Can I just, in case anybody didn't know, it's not even the biggest ship in the world anymore. There are cruise ships
I'm
now that
sure.
are far larger than the Titanic was. So even the novelty of it being this huge ship, there's bigger ships out
Well,
there.
I'm wondering if he's recreating it like olden style, which is kind of cool. Like it could be like really beautiful.
Okay.
That would be cool.
If it wasn't the Titanic
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go out on the ocean with it, but I might want to look at it.
from a distance
Yeah. Well, I might go on board like just for a second.
while it's docked,
See some,
like
yeah.
the Queen Mary
only
in Long
docked.
Beach.
Only docked.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
So if he's building it like that, like old school, that will be beautiful.
All right. It's a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
What else? You got
Okay,
another one.
second story, yes. There's a robot dog that shoots flames from a gun atop its back. It was just listed to be sold for a bit over $9,000, which, if I'm being honest, sounds low. You guys could have made some dough, so that's on you for lowballing yourselves, okay? Her name is Terminator, and she's a wild child, shoots flames several feet, and is equipped with a light so you can get around even in the dark. I like that they added this feature for the safety of the robot, and so that you can walk your robot flame-throwing dog around at night, maybe get into some fights, commit some crimes, like, oh, oops, my robot threw a flame. She was just trying to protect me from thugs.
Can I say that I know about this story? And
It's awesome.
Can I
It's
say
so
my
stupid.
thoughts on this?
Yeah,
Can I say
what?
my thoughts on this? It looked to me, at least initially, that it's based off the Spot dog, which is this platform for this robot dog that
Okay.
this company has made that police departments are buying and like all these people are buying because you can basically attach anything
Oh, yeah,
to this
yeah,
thing.
yeah, sure.
And it'll do
it
its
can go
thing.
do its thing, yeah.
There is no legitimate use for this thing other than mass murder. I am telling you
Yeah.
that this is it looks like Vietnam era dude with a tank on blasting flames. Like there is no
Several
way
feet.
that villages filled with civilians will not be having this thing used against them. There is
I think there's
no
only one right now, right?
purpose legitimate for this machine.
They only sold one so
Like what do
far.
you brush clearance? Like what could you possibly use this thing for?
Also, a lot of states don't even allow.
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
insane.
God, it's insane.
Someone already bought it. We can't buy Terminator, so we'll have to wait till the next one. I'm very sorry.
So crazy. All right, I liked your stories this week.
I liked
They were
yours.
great. Thumbs up on all your stories.
Lots of stories.
Okay. When we come back, the annoying and the cheesy with a drink and a snack.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we've got no class picks. Stay with us.
Brian and I, we love us some wine and cheese. If every start of the summer could be met with blueberry white cheddar and a crisp Sauv Blanc, we'd be dancing praises to the rain gods for watering our favorite grapevines. In fact, I'm buying a rain stick right now to ensure next year's haul. I'll lean it on the wall next to my dream catcher because that shit works. So, here's our segment called Wine and Cheese. Or Wahine and Cheese. Can you hear the H? Wahine? Because we're about to share something we're annoyed with, but probably shouldn't complain about, and something that's too dumb cheesy and shouldn't be said out loud because, ew, gross, that's too nice. And while we share with you, we're going to drink and snack and pretend we're on a blanket in a magical park where bugs don't exist. Cheers, my friend. What are we drinking?
Well, you tell us what we're drinking this
yeah.
week. This is a special creation.
It's just for fun. I mean, we're going into like the summer. It's a lychee mimosa. You just put a little lychee ball in there, a little lychee juice, and some champagne.
Another recipe you're giving to the listeners.
There you go. I'm just
full of them today.
Full of it.
She said during the break, if this wasn't a female-led podcast before, it sure is now.
I'm very sexist. Only females like recipes.
It's cool. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it.
It's delicious.
And please, apologies for our neighbor's dog, who somehow has never been heard on this show before, but we can hear it clear as day.
What is happening? Maybe they're like right outside our door or something? I don't know.
Is it Choppa?
Yeah, I think it's Choppa,
Choppa.
but like...
Okay.
But it's really... I've never heard it before.
Long story. If anybody wants to know why Choppa is named Choppa, I can tell you.
Choppa is such a badass girl.
It's
She's the cutest.
It's a short story. It's the drug lord. He's like Choppa, and we're like, Choppa? And our neighbor, and he's like, yeah, like the drug lord.
Like El Chapo or something.
Yeah, like El Chapo. Okay. Anyway, I did want to say one thing before we start to the listeners. Since we're drinking a sparkly, we're drinking a bubbly, we are big on Prosecco, as you all know. And La Marca is a big brand that you see around a lot, and it's pretty expensive, especially at the grocery store. It's like $18 a bottle. And you may think that is a sign that it's a super high-end thing, but I am here to tell you guys some news. We found out recently from someone who owns a bar that frickin' La Marca is the cheapest Prosecco that you can buy wholesale.
Yeah.
And I just tell you guys this so you don't fall into this hype that these markets will do. I like La Marca, but I'm not paying $18 a bottle for that.
It's fine.
Ain't no way.
It's not great.
Keep your options open, everybody. Wycliffe, $6.
Wycliffe, $6.
Okay. Into my wine.
Okay.
Driving in this city sucks. There are terrible drivers and people who don't follow the rules and all that stuff. We would all get where we wanted to go so much faster and more efficiently if people would drive right, especially on the freeways. But on surface streets, the biggest problem is pedestrians.
Okay.
These are the bane of my existence every time I am making a left turn or a right turn. You guys know, you're all ready to go. You see an opening where you can make your turn right now, but wait, there's a freaking pedestrian walking across the frickin' crosswalk, screwing up your timing. They are pure inconveniences to drivers. I rage at them, screaming from within my car as they slowly make their way. Why did they pick that exact time in my life to choose to cross the street? This is my one chance for the next 5 minutes for me to make this left turn. Or I get the red light and I can't even make it at all because pedestrians have priority. I say they should have their own places to walk that are far away from cars.
How would that even work? Oh, they could have one in the sky.
Yeah, overhead, underground, somewhere that is not where we are in vehicles.
That would be good because there's a lot of hit and runs.
Yeah, it would be safer. They're the worst.
I said that like I was drunk, but I'm not. I had 2 sips. Okay. I just have a mush mouth.
You've got that brewer's syndrome.
Maybe I do.
Whatever it is.
What if I do?
What if you do? Anyway, pedestrians, get out of here.
Get out of here.
What do you
got?
got?
Go to bed. Okay, here's my wine. I wish I could have a minimalist lifestyle, but also have the things that make me comfortable. Like I want a coffee maker and an air fryer, but I don't want appliances on my counters. I want all my books, but I want my shelves to look sparse and curated. I want clothing options, but I also want my clothes to fit into only 2 drawers. You know, like I want to have a fridge that has all those stupid organizational containers in it, but I also don't want to add more plastic to the world. I want to have my beach chairs and umbrella and my hiking backpack at the ready in my trunk at all times, but I also don't want anything in my car. It's annoying. Why can't I have both? Oh, because it's impossible? Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
I would like to live in a cottage by the sea and grow bell peppers and onions and mint, but I would also like to live in an apartment in Manhattan.
Yes.
Do not tell me I can't be in both places at once. Don't do that to me.
Well, the solution to this all is like, I don't know. That's the whole Airbnb and like not owning things. This
That's
is what
true.
the corporations will have you
All right.
believe, that if you don't own things, then you can just have things part-time and then not
Right,
have to
just
worry about it.
Hop around.
Can't have it all, unfortunately. But it's a legit wine, and I feel it
It's, yeah.
all the time.
I want to dress like old money, and I also want to not put any effort in at all. Life is rude this way.
Yep.
It's just rude.
Yep. Okay. So, cheese. So for
yeah.
cheese this week, we're also making a variation as we did on the wine.
Yes.
We went to shout out to Bee's Bakery.
I love
We
it.
need to show it like on the camera. Can you hold it
Oh,
up?
yeah.
You're like, you have a better view.
Look
So,
at this shit.
We have a cheese Danish and a cheese, oh my God, cheese schnitzel. I caught it. It's the old mechanic reflexes. They still exist.
Good job.
Okay. We also have a cheese, what did I say? Cheese schnitzel and cheese Danish.
Yeah.
An open cheese Danish.
It's because we're doing this in the morning, and I really just didn't feel like eating a hunk of cheese bright and early.
It's true. It's a weird time to be eating cheese
just like-
first thing in the morning. Some would disagree, but
Setting up
it's
my
a little
day for
weird.
success.
So my cheeses. I went on a hike up to. This is so good.
Yeah.
Great. I went on a hike up to the Hollywood sign with some friends, and I've lived in LA my whole life, but I've never actually gone up there. It's a very touristy thing to do, which is most of why I've never done it before.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool hike. Like, the spirit of LA is very alive in that hike. You're going past these dope houses. Like, there are people that actually live beneath the Hollywood sign. It's a crazy thing. So you move through neighborhoods and you go up higher and higher. And
Okay.
there are fences all over the place because you're not allowed to go to the actual sign anymore. You can get close to it and
yeah.
look down on it, but there are fences all over the place. So guess what people have done? People have started putting locks on one of the fences that is directly overlooking the Hollywood sign. If
That's
you don't know what these
cute.
locks are, some of you guys will know. They're this simple little lock like you'd put in a locker. They're really big in Paris, and it's like a symbol of your love. It's like
Yeah.
a couple's thing that they do. There are very few of them. It's not nearly as many as like Paris. Like it's like covered.
Okay,
but
yeah.
there are a couple, but it's clearly enough that people are like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing. And I'm seeing all of these locks with people's names on them. Like they've specifically like made these locks and like
Yeah, like engraved. I think you showed me a picture.
yeah. I'm putting them up on the video right now. People will be able to see them.
That's cool.
But it's just I had no idea they existed.
Me
And it was
neither.
like, oh, that's so sweet and cute
That is.
because it makes me happy that people come to my city
Uh-huh.
and this is what they're excited. There's so many people who live in this city who hate this city.
Yeah.
Man, it sucks. Get the hell out of here, please. Because there are people that are coming here and having the time of their
Yeah.
lives, going up to the Hollywood sign, putting their like symbol of love on these
That's nice.
fences, and it's so cool and it's super cheesy, but I was like, man, I really, really love that.
I know what's funny about this city is that there are people who come here who I know they like do the vacation wrong because they don't know anything about the
Yeah,
city.
and I feel bad.
Because I saw this thing, I think Jimmy Kimmel did it, where they're catching people on like what is it called? Not the boardwalk.
The
Or
Walk
is that
of
what it's
Fame?
called? Yeah.
The Hollywood.
Just
where
like
the
in
stars are.
Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's disappointed by their trip. And I'm like, why did you go there?
Why did you go there?
Like, okay, fine. Do it for like a couple of hours, but then go on hikes, go to the ocean,
Yeah.
go to all these amazing restaurants. There's so many experiences here that I think people completely miss out on because they're like, oh, I'm going to go see the stars and the handprints and all of that stuff. I'm like, that area is so congested and just feels horrible.
the worst.
I mean, it's fine for a couple hours. Okay, go to one of the museums. Who cares? But like, do all the other stuff.
the rest
like,
of the
ask
stuff.
people who are from here what to do because
Yeah.
that is not the thing that will make your vacation memorable.
Very true. Yeah,
Well,
I would definitely recommend this experience to somebody who'd never been here before. I'd be
Yeah.
like, go up there. The views are
Yeah, that's so
insane. Like
nice.
it's so cool. It was
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah,
Really nice
that's
to
cool.
see.
I
All
like it.
You must go,
Good
please,
cheese.
because I need to eat this. I'm
Dude.
dying here.
Okay,
so please
just
go.
just a caution: if you eat a bite, you're going to need a long time to recover.
That's good.
because
I'm
it,
gonna
like,
listen to you.
Literally glunks you up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to be listening to you talk, so it's all good.
All right. I've never done this before, but I am my own cheese this week,
Can you do that?
and I hope I don't cry. I won an award for the first 20 pages of my first novel. When I saw the email announcing it, I was at work and I clapped for myself and scared the shit out of my manager. I got excited. It's a really cool award that this guy does to honor his grandma, who like I think she like mentored a bunch of people and was just there for a lot of people like creatively. So shout out to Grandma Joan. I was beyond stoked. She's a badass, and I'm just so honored and really excited that my writing gets a little acknowledgement here at the end of my CSUN career.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Everyone's proud of you here. The whole damn listenership is proud of you. It's awesome.
Thank you.
It is.
It gives me hope, basically,
as it
for
should.
Like what I want to do.
Good. I'm so happy.
So I'm not going to say anything more about that because, I shouldn't brag about myself.
No.
I'm starting to hate it.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. Cheesy. Good cheese.
Thanks.
Good cheese.
I'm like sweating.
All right, when we come back, it's that time. Your No Class Picks of the Week. Stay with us. And these Danishes are freaking amazing, by the way.
Amazing.
Like, oh my God.
I'm scared to eat the rest.
Oh my God. It's time to wind down the show here, bring it to a close the only proper way with our No Class Picks of the Week.
You're just a jealous,
No class.
lazy bum.
No class pick.
All right, my No Class pick this week is people that did something so no class that I haven't forgot about it, even though it happened in August of last year.
What?
Morgan and I went to the movie theater to go see the new Ninja Turtles animated movie. There was a family. Did we talk about it on the show? I feel like maybe we might have talked about it on the show.
I don't think we did.
Okay, well, if we didn't, there was a family that was super no class, talking the whole time. Like, they were talking before the movie started. We thought this is going to end. It did not end. Kept on talking, full volume.
Full volume.
We saw the first 5 minutes of the movie. I'm like, I hated it. I hated it. We ended up walking out of the movie because of those people. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not liking this movie. This movie sucks. My memory of that movie was so tainted by these people that I was convinced that I hated the movie.
Yeah.
So when Morgan brought up that, hey, let's watch it, I was like, not going to like it. It sucked. We did watch it. Loved it.
Yeah.
So funny, so cool. And it just made me angry at those no-class people all over again. Like, they almost ruined this movie for me long term. Like, never come back.
That's why I suggested leaving, because I really loved, like, the art and stuff.
Yeah.
And I could tell I already liked the voices. And I was like, if I have to listen to them the whole time, I'm just going to be mad. And I couldn't even hear the lines because I couldn't hang on to what was happening because I was so distracted.
Yeah, it was the worst.
And I didn't want to get in a conflict.
Yeah, so we made the right call and left. And just saying that no class moves can have long-term consequences.
Yeah.
So figure out a way to avoid them or do whatever, stop them in their tracks because, man, could have really ruined that movie for me.
So rude.
So rude. Okay, what do you got?
Okay. My no-class pick this week is this woman on Instagram who is marketing herself. She's showing up as ads in my feed, and her business... Her business is manifestation. And at first you're like, oh, I've heard of it. Yeah, manifestation, whatever.
What?
But then immediately after the first sentence, she's like, I found the husband of my dreams in 2 weeks. And I was like, wait, this psycho.
What?
Like, even if you did, just shush your lips and count your blessings. We already have all these people out here feeling like garbage because they're not finding the right person. And now you're going to tell them that it's because they need to manifest it. And that if they don't meet their perfect person in 2 weeks, then what? They have no hope? Like, dude, I didn't meet my perfect person until way after I thought I would.
So long.
This kind of thing is why people settle for the wrong people. It's so no class to add to this epidemic of wrong people being with the wrong people.
Yes, it
like,
is.
you're just contributing to people's unhappiness either way, because either they don't have someone and you promised that they would, or they feel the pressure to settle down. It's dumb.
It's dumb.
One time my boss yelled at me because I was like, oh, it's raining outside. Probably going to be a slow shift. And he was like, you saying that is going to determine how many people come. You're manifesting it. And I was like, hold on. You're saying I can make this happen?
Yeah.
This is news to me. Can I manifest that you spontaneously grow 50 terrible looking moles on your face? No, that's witchcraft, you say? Oh, I thought I was manifesting.
Yeah, man.
What are you guys talking about?
I don't
Fine.
know. This manifesting, like, it's a good joke, but let's
Think
chill
positive,
on that.
fine, whatever, cool. But
Yeah.
also go away. Like, shut up.
Man.
Insane.
That's rough. If we show up in your Instagram feed as an ad, just know that we're not trying to sell you any cockamamie BS. We're just trying to get you to enjoy a little show
have a
here.
good
We're
time.
having a good time. All right. You're right, friends. Super no class.
Okay.
All right, guys. That is our show. Thanks so much for being here and hanging with us. Like and or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. We're on all the apps. Episodes also on YouTube. Reach out to us on Instagram at That's No Class. You can also send us an email or a voicemail, that'snoclass@gmail.com. Call 877-7-NO-CLASS. Or as Morgan likes to say,
877-766-2527.
Call us up. We love having your stories on the show.
Stay classy.
Stay classy and have a great week.